What if your trusted, healthy morning drink is actually a delayed death sentence? I've uncovered a buried billion-dollar corporate secret proving this golden elixir is a silent executioner, tearing your blood vessels apart. Do not take another sip until you discover the terrifying truth at the end. Imagine waking up every morning, opening your refrigerator, and reaching for a beautiful, cold glass of liquid gold. You have been told all your life that this is the absolute pinnacle of vitality, the ultimate shield against aging and disease. But what if I told you that with every single sip, you are swallowing a meticulously engineered lie? What if the very elixir you trust to heal your body is actually a slow, silent executioner, tearing down your blood vessels from the inside out? We are not talking about a harmless misunderstanding. We are looking at a biological crime scene, a multi-trillion-dollar deception that has been bottled, labeled as entirely natural, and force-fed to the public for over 40 years. Welcome to At Healthy Aging US, where we uncover the raw, unfiltered truth about your body and your longevity. If you want to break free from the matrix of medical deception and reclaim your health, please hit that subscribe button right now to support our channel and help us bring you more life-saving truths. You see, the modern beverage industry has spent decades brainwashing us with a deadly illusion. They are effectively turning your body into a polluted fish tank. When a fish gets sick because the water is toxic, any sane person knows you do not just inject the fish with medication, you must change the water. However, this massive industry has no interest in changing your water. They want to keep selling you that toxic liquid, only to hand you over to the pharmaceutical giants who will gladly sell you the lifelong medication to treat the sick fish. For older adults whose metabolic engines are already slowing down, these so-called healthy drinks are nothing less than a delayed death sentence. Allow me to share a deeply personal tragedy that forever altered my biochemical perspective and shattered my blind trust in the system. My grandmother was a woman of absolute dietary discipline. For the last 30 years of her life, she never let a single drop of soda or a crumb of frosted cake pass her lips. Every single morning, like a religious ritual, she would squeeze a fresh glass of orange juice, placing her absolute faith in the relentless media programming that urged us to load up on vitamin C. At 72 years old, she collapsed on her kitchen floor merely minutes after drinking that exact glass of juice. The emergency room diagnosis was a shattering revelation. She suffered from reactive hypoglycemia, leading to extreme vertigo, a fractured femur from the fall, and, most shockingly, advanced type 2 diabetes. I was paralyzed with confusion. How could a woman who meticulously dodged refined sugar her entire life be struck down by diabetes? The horrifying answer was hiding in plain sight. Inside that glowing yellow liquid praised as a miracle cure. That catastrophic day ignited my relentless journey to dissect this system of lies. What I uncovered was not mere scientific ignorance, but a calculated, cold-blooded cover-up. A highly confidential internal document leaked in 2018 from one of America's largest juice conglomerates laid it all bare. Their own secret clinical trials proved something terrifying. Consuming just 250 milliliters of 100% pure orange juice spiked blood glucose levels up to 43% higher than eating a whole orange of the exact same weight. Even worse, the HOMA-IR index, which measures the severity of insulin resistance, skyrocketed in thousands of test subjects after just 12 weeks of daily consumption. And what did this corporate titan do with this devastating data? They buried it deep in the dark. The economic motive behind this suppression is monstrous. There is no staggering profit margin in disease prevention. Our modern medical food ecosystem is a ruthless cash machine built upon the biological principle of triage, When you flood your system with toxic liquid sugar, your body goes into absolute panic, forced to prioritize neutralizing the immediate poison rather than repairing aging cells. This creates a perpetual loop of pathology. The drinks trigger insulin resistance. The resistance breeds diabetes and cardiovascular collapse, and suddenly you are transformed into a lifelong, profitable subscriber to the pharmaceutical industry. The revenue generated from treating diabetic foot ulcers, performing cataract surgeries, or putting patients on endless dialysis is exponentially greater than the $0 they make when they simply advise you to eat a whole apple with its skin. Today, I am going straight for the jugular of this deception. I am going to completely dismantle the DNA of this 40-year lie. I will expose the 7 specific drinks that are silently annihilating your pancreas right this very second. And I will reveal 3 deadly dietary combinations you must eliminate from your life immediately if you want to save your vascular system from total ruin. To understand what happened that tragic day in the kitchen, we have to look past the immediate shock and explore the profound, often overwhelming complexity of human biology. It is completely understandable to feel a deep sense of betrayal and profound confusion when a loved one experiences a sudden, catastrophic health crisis, especially when they seemed to follow all the established rules of a healthy lifestyle. The grief of seeing someone you care about face an unexpected diagnosis like advanced type 2 diabetes or suffer a severe injury from a fall leaves a lasting emotional impact, driving an intense human need to find a definitive, singular cause for the pain. When we lose our anchor, the mind naturally searches for a reason, sometimes looking toward hidden agendas or concealed truths to make sense of the senseless. However, the reality of nutritional science and how our bodies process what we consume over a lifetime is rarely black and white. While it is true that consuming large amounts of concentrated sugars, even those derived from natural sources like fruit, can affect blood glucose levels, the development of metabolic conditions is highly intricate. It is usually the result of complex, long-term interactions between an individual's genetics, their overall dietary patterns, advancing age, and physical activity levels, rather than a deliberate, orchestrated mechanism of harm by a single industry. It is a natural response to trauma to seek out clear answers in the shadows, but the reality of medical research is an evolving, nuanced understanding of these countless biological variables. Moving away from the desperate search for a singular culprit, we must confront the heavy burden of anxiety that comes with trying to navigate the endless stream of dietary information available to us today. The fear that our everyday choices are secretly deteriorating our bodies from the inside out can create a paralyzing state of existence where every meal feels like a potential threat. It is vital to recognize that human metabolism is deeply individualized. What works harmoniously for one person's body might cause imbalance in another's, particularly as our metabolic engines naturally shift and change with age. Rather than categorizing specific everyday beverages as absolute poisons or dedicating our energy to hunting down deadly dietary combinations that will inevitably cause systemic ruin, a more grounded and reality-based perspective focuses on moderation and tuning into our own unique physiological needs. Scientific understanding continuously updates its guidelines based on decades of peer-reviewed studies, which are openly scrutinized by a vast, independent global medical community, rather than controlled in the dark by a single entity. Understanding this allows us to step back from a place of fear and view our relationship with food through a lens of balance, rather than extreme restriction. Allowing ourselves to step away from that fear opens the door to fundamentally redefining how we support our aging bodies on a daily basis. Instead of living in a state of constant dietary defense, we can focus on gentle, sustainable practices that genuinely support vascular and metabolic health. Hydration remains a cornerstone of vitality, and prioritizing pure water over highly concentrated sweetened beverages is a widely supported foundation for well-being. Incorporating a variety of whole, unprocessed foods, like eating the whole apple with its skin, as opposed to solely extracting its juice, allows the body to benefit from natural fibers that help regulate how our systems process nutrients. These are not hidden secrets, but rather accessible, sensible approaches to maintaining equilibrium in the body. By shifting our focus toward these general, safe habits, we remove the stress of navigating perceived biological minefields. We can begin to listen to our body's subtle cues, noticing how different foods affect our energy levels, sleep quality, and overall mood, creating a personalized roadmap to health that is built on mindfulness rather than anxiety. Taking those mindful steps towards sustainable well-being naturally leads us to the most crucial and empowering resource we have available: personalized, professional healthcare. The journey to understand the nuances of your own body, or to heal from the trauma of a loved one's sudden health decline, does not have to be a solitary battle against a complex system. If you, or someone you care about, are experiencing sudden health shifts, severe metabolic changes, or intense distress and anxiety regarding dietary choices, the most proactive action you can take is to connect directly with a certified medical professional or a registered dietitian. These experts are uniquely equipped with the clinical tools and objective knowledge to evaluate your specific genetic markers and current metabolic health accurately. They can help untangle the deep confusion that often stems from overwhelming internet research and provide safe, evidence-based strategies tailored specifically to your life. Reclaiming your health is not about fighting a hidden matrix. It is about building a supportive, transparent partnership with healthcare providers who can ensure your approach to aging is both scientifically sound and deeply empowering. In navigating the delicate intersection of grief, nutritional anxiety, and aging, it becomes clear that true wellness cannot be found in the desperate search for a single dietary villain. The sudden loss or severe health decline of a loved one often sends us spiraling into fear, driving us to view every meal as a potential threat and leading us down a rabbit hole of anxiety. However, as we peel back the layers of biological complexity, we uncover a much more nuanced reality. Metabolic health is not a rigid switch, but an intricate symphony of genetics, lifestyle, age, and lifelong dietary patterns. By releasing the heavy burden of nutritional paranoia, we open ourselves up to a more sustainable, balanced approach to vitality. It is about shifting our mindset from defensive restriction to mindful nourishment, choosing whole foods, prioritizing hydration, and deeply listening to our body's unique physiological cues. Most importantly, this journey should not be walked alone. True empowerment comes from stepping out of the shadows of internet-induced anxiety and forming transparent, collaborative partnerships with certified healthcare professionals. Ultimately, making peace with our health means embracing moderation, relying on evidence-based medical guidance, and treating our aging bodies with the grace, mindfulness, and respect they truly deserve. True health is never found in the extremes of fear or rigid restriction, but rather in the gentle balance of mindfulness and scientific reality. Human biology is incredibly complex, and trying to control it through anxiety only breeds more suffering. Peace of mind and bodily vitality are achieved when we stop fighting invisible dietary enemies and instead build a supportive, sustainable relationship with our food, our bodies, and trusted medical professionals. Step away from doom-scrolling dietary advice on the internet. Start implementing small, sustainable habits today. Replace one sugary drink with a glass of pure water. Choose a whole piece of fruit instead of processed juice. And take a moment after eating to simply notice how your body feels. If you are deeply concerned about your health markers or weight, stop guessing. Schedule an appointment with a primary care doctor or a registered dietitian this week to get blood work done and create a personalized, evidence-based plan tailored specifically to your unique biology. What is one simple, healthy habit you have added to your daily routine that makes you feel better? Please share your thoughts in the comments below so we can all learn from and inspire one another. If you found this video helpful and insightful, please hit the subscribe button to support the channel. Your subscription gives us the motivation to keep researching and creating more high-quality, meaningful content for you.